Facebook where they were talking about this new trend in fuckboy feminism, where it's basically some asshole misusing the label feminist or feminism in order to further their own agenda. And it was manifesting in, or this one example, I should say, this guy had, I guess he sent a text or something, and he was talking about, well, if you were a true feminist, you would have no problem showing me a picture of your boobs because it's just the human body and blah, blah, blah. And it's like...
So he's trying to use feminists as a way to violate consent.
Yeah.
Wow. This is Jet Appling from JetNormViews.com, and I'm Cathy Vartuli from TheIntimacyDojo.com. And what would you say to this person, Jet?
Well, whatever I said to this person, I would need to say it with my words to their ear, not in a typewritten message, because I feel like that's where a lot of the breakdown happens.
Yeah.
But I would kind of take that person on a tour, just a silent watching tour through various neighborhoods to let them really see what's happening to women when they walk down the street.
Yeah.
You know, and I would say this is the shit that they have to deal with. And of course, if I had a magic wand, I'd make you into a woman for a day so that you could feel it when you walk down the street. But since we're not in Harry Potter land and I don't have that wand, I just want you to watch.
Yeah.
And when I'm sure you're familiar with the video of the woman walking through Brooklyn for 10 hours and
it's a great video.
Let me rephrase that. A lot of men made fun of that, like, oh, people said hi to her, big deal. I'm like, the thing that you're missing is that you need to pay attention to what is happening and what is not happening. What is not happening is those people that said hi to her, they didn't say hi to the old man walking behind her.
Yeah.
They didn't say hi to, the elderly woman that was walking in front of her. They didn't say hi to anyone but her.
Well, and the tone of the hellos and the tone of the like, a lot of the words weren't bad, but the way they were said was implied sexuality, like, hey baby, kind of thing.
And I'll never. I was in San Diego and I was waiting on some food, so I was sitting outside, and this guy was sitting there reading the paper, and 20 people must have walked by. He didn't say word one to them. An attractive female walked by, and he, like, really loud and gruff was like, "Hi, how are you?" And she was kind of surprised, and she said hello in response.
Yeah.
And then as she walked away, he said something, kind of looking at me, almost looking for me to co-sign. And he said, that wasn't so hard, was it? And I'm just like...
She doesn't owe you.
Why the fuck do you feel like she owes you anything?
Yeah.
You know, and so to answer your question about what I would say to these fuckboy feminists is, why do you feel like any woman anywhere owes you a fucking response?
Yeah.
You know, and growing up, and to this day, I still have more female friends than male because of circling back to what I said in, I think, the first video about being bullied.
Yeah.
It created a lot of trust issues where all of these men that were claiming to be friends of mine turned around and started beating me up just so that they could show off to other males.
Yeah.
And that didn't register with me. I'm like, yeah, if I can just go over here and talk with these girls and we could just hang out and laugh and have fun, then these are the people I'm going to be friends with, because none of them are trying to fight me. You know, and so it's the same to this day. I still have more female friends, so I'll never say, I know what women go through. That's not true because I'm not a woman.
Right.
Okay. However, I hear the stories. Mm-hmm. I see it from a different perspective. And while there are only little things that I can do on a case-by-case basis to help combat it, it's still such a big fight that I feel like we need a lot more men to see it empathetically from the side of women and what they have to endure daily.
Yeah. No, I think that's really, it is really hard. And to use feminism against the very thing we're using to fight for our rights, to use that against someone and say, you should show me your boobs because if you're a feminist, it doesn't matter. That's not how it works.
It really isn't. Something I do want to address real quick is that I wrote a post earlier this year on Facebook about how I do all of the things, I take all of the steps to ally myself with women and help when I can, and shut down the conversations that men think the women don't overhear.
Yeah.
However, I don't use the label feminist when it comes to myself. Now, when I wrote this, a lot of people understood my point, which is my actions are more important than the label.
Yeah.
There were a few people that didn't understand my point, and they felt I was shying away from the label feminist, and that's not the case. I'm not shying away from the label. It's just I have found that when I watch men say I'm a feminist, 9 times out of 10 they get it wrong, and they start lecturing a woman on how she should be, and that's not feminism.
No, it's not.
And then the other thing that'll happen is they will use it as this sort of social, or trying to garner social points.
Yes.
So they'll say, you know, I'm a feminist, want to go out? And it's just like, what the fuck? And so because of those two stigmas, that's why I've not really embraced the label. But I've found that, especially with what's happened in the recent election and how all of us need to step up in the coming year for change to actually happen, activism is a thing that requires action, not typing on a screen.
Right.
And so in doing that, in recognizing that, I should say, yes, I do identify as a feminist. Now, will I use it for social points or lecture women on anything? No, God, I hope not. I hope that I never take that drug that makes me turn into that person. Okay, but I am a feminist. But much like a lot of people got upset about the safety pins, and when I say got upset, what I mean is people don't give a fuck about a safety pin. They care about your actions.
Right.
And I feel like it's the same thing with feminism. My actions to shut down a conversation that is disrespectful to women is far more important than the label. However, it should be known, yes, I am a feminist and I have no problem with the label.
Yeah. No, I think we should be able to label ourselves however we choose. It's our actions that count. I kind of like the safety pin idea just because, some people would use it to make themselves feel better and just be armchair supporters. But I think if I was in a crowd of people and I saw that enough people had bothered to put a safety pin on, if I was being attacked, I would feel a little bit more supported and hope that at least one of those people would call 911, or some of them might stand up for me. So I kind of like the visual thing. I think it's, enough people have put it down that it's not carrying what it was, but I think it's nice to be visible sometimes if we can.
I don't know if you saw that video of the woman in Kentucky that started shouting all these racial epithets at the Latino women.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So it probably in the last 3-4 days or so, it went viral. There were these 2 Latino women in line. I think they were at some department store or something like that. Yeah. And this older white woman started saying horrible things to them that were race specific.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask the same question, like, I wonder how many people standing around in this long line of people had on a safety pin.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mentality. It's like, while I understand it's nice to feel safe, it's like I actually want to see somebody jump to action.
Yeah, tell her it's not okay.
From my people in my family, they're cops. They are in the military, and I come from that mentality of if something needs to be done, you step up and you do it.
Yes. Yeah, and hopefully be educated on what to do and how to do it so that you don't escalate. And there are some really good resources out there. So, thank you so much, Jet. Is there anything you want to add on that?
Nope.
Great. If you have comments or questions, please leave them below in the comment section. Congratulations on taking this time for yourself and learning these things. If you'd like to follow more of this, you can subscribe to my channel here. Social media is up here, and there's more videos of this type here. See you soon.